Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk. Thinking right out here in the lab where I do what I do for you. I got something nice for you today. I'm excited about this one. Alright, let's go. It's a little personal. So let's do what we do. Rightism. 25 rules to live by. Storytelling. Story with a message. Message the story for life. This is another life lesson. I give life lessons. You tune in receiving them. We got a good thing going. Oh, let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. All right thinkers' goal should be to know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself, but I got a job to do to make that happen, so that's what I'm here doing. I do it for you every day. You tune in, get your lessons. I see you doing that. Appreciate you. I got a good lesson for you today, so let's go. And I asked the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical, but if I had an answer to that, that's what I do for you. Help you to know you. A person who knows not, and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not, and knows that they know not. It's simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Got more for you. Stay tuned. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. It's okay. I can awaken them. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these blessings reside in you. Right thinking, know thyself. And to my yacht, be true. I've been going through my book. I do a little cherry picking. So every now and then I like to do that. And I found the lesson I think is, informative. And the title is Right Thinking. Let's talk about essential elements of spiritual discipline. But it's really, I did a whole chapter. The chapter, reading chapter 14. And the title is The Teachings for Reflection and Meditation. Now, I'm breaking down. This is the essential elements of spiritual discipline. It starts with the goal is to reach self-mastery, aka know thyself. So this is what the phrase is, and I'll tell you from the beginning. The ancient wisdom teachings. Mastery of self consists not in abnormal dreams, visions, and fantastic imaginations of living, but in using what your higher forces, Luke, use the force. When you use your higher forces, the God and Goddess aspect that I'm giving you to master, against what? That's Haru, your higher force, against Set, which is your lower force, and escaping, listen, the pains of the lower by vibrating on the higher. When you live off the ego self, you're going to go through ups and downs, peaks and valleys. That's not good. Pain and suffering. One minute you're happy, next minute you're sad. Joy and pain, you're going to experience that as you go. But self-mastery is getting past that and smoothing it out. So the downs don't dip, the ups don't rise. You just smooth, flatline, you're cool. So that's self-mastery, okay? And it's called vibrating the high on the low. And I keep telling you, Set will acquiesce to Haru. Simple. That's your lower nature will give into your higher nature. Practice semen retention, abstaining from things. So it's called self-mastery for a reason. But you got to have self-discipline, aka it's called spiritual discipline. Let's go over the things that you will need. It's like 19 of them. And I read through them. They pertain to me. Whenever I'm finding out anything about mastery or self-mastery, I want to see where I fall when I'm going through, where I fall, where I missed that, what I'm on point at. And this is the whole point about living 42 confessions of Maya. If you can pass that in your personal life, you're good to go. So I'm going to put that up against this now. Let's see how we play out. Let's go. Number one, be virtuous at any cost. Virtue is the road to immortality. Told you, righteous and virtuous lifestyle. My virtue is when I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, no matter what. That's what it's saying. So I'm 1 for 1. 2, physical exercise. The body is the temple for the spirit. Keep it healthy through moderate exercise. No man gives the best advice. A little bit of something is better than a whole lot of nothing. And it comes in handy when it comes into daily exercise, and that's the method that I apply to my daily routine. Moderate exercise with balance will balance the energy in the body, such as the Indians Hatha Yoga and the Chinese Qi Kong or Tai Chi. Keep the prana flowing, keep the body flowing, keep the movement. So that's 2. I go to the gym every day. 3, breathing exercise. Breathing properly. Not just breathing, but breathing properly is a whole other issue. Trust me. Health by proper distribution of what? Ra Sekim. That's the life force. That's the power. Life force. Again, chi, prana, and develop what? Spiritual vitality. Semen retention for the fellas. Let the little thing go. Keep that energy flowing up and get the gift of life added onto your life. That's the concept. It works. 4, silence. This is a problem a lot of people have. When they busy, so busy. Silence for 2 hours daily. Well, I ain't got 2 hours to just do nothing. Okay, you start in intervals, work your way up. But 2 hours daily for what? Listen, the admonition of your soul to what? Too much talking it is. The mind is found in what? The mind is fond of indulging in debates. A lot of us argumentative. That's that one who don't know but believe and think they know. They will argue till the cows come in. Those are the people you order to avoid that. You have to avoid them. Moving on. But indulging in debates, the mind takes luxury in that. Argument and nonsense. You curtail its opportunities by avoiding the kind of people to what? To develop impure thoughts. Your meditation time is to clear out the impure thoughts, okay? By keeping it what? Quiet and thinking when? Before you say anything. I just put the lesson out, thinking out loud. That means you think before you open your mouth. Examine the thoughts. That means ponder. Give it some thought before you just come out your face. Examine the thoughts. And then what? Decide if they are pure, spiritual, or if they are what? From your mind, beast. Your own personal wants and desires, aka the ego. Okay? Personal wants, listen, and desires must submit to the law of Maya. Are they necessary, or do I just want it? I tell my kids, I'll satisfy your needs. I could care less about your wants. That's on you. God will satisfy your needs. The wants is on you. That's the same theory, same philosophy. Watch this. Now, do I just want that? So otherwise, your desires will what? Will rule your life. That's the ego right there. That's why we try to get that point across to a lot of people. If your desires are running you, that's the ego self. What? Oh, it's going to continue to do what it's going to do. And you will what? If you let that happen, I tell you all the time, you will never attain peace of mind, aka self-mastery. Or know thyself, however you want to call it. But you'll never reach it. Why? Because you still satisfy those earthly desires, what they call them, the pleasures of the flesh. If you can't stop doing something, the lesson on that. Addiction. I'm trying to get you to be mentally and spiritually fit to discipline yourself enough to be your best self. It's going to take some discipline. It's going to take some courage. It's going to take virtue. It's going to take integrity. A whole bunch of stuff that you got to bring, and it's all self. Hence, self-improvement, self-mastery. Sorry, calm down, relax. I'm just trying to make a point. Study, number 5. This is my favorite. Study the teachings. Okay, I've been studying this book for over 30 years almost. I know this. I learned this. I lived this. Now I'm teaching it. That's how it's done according to my philosophy. If that's how it's going to be done, that's why I can do it the way I'm doing it for you. Why? I know it. Let's go and listen, pay attention, practice it. You'll know it too. That's the whole concept. You study the teachings, and then what? And take time, what? In silence or in a study group. Some people like to be around other people. Setting to what? Think about them, reflecting on them, and have discussions about them as they pertain to what? Your life, the community, the world, and the cosmos. Start with you. All that worrying about what's going on the other side of the world, I could care less about that. All that's what's going on in the political arena, I could care less about that. I care about what pertains to me. Everybody feel that way. You have less people on nose and worry about what someone else is doing instead of worry about what they should be doing. That's another part of self-mastery. You got to get out that mode. Okay. Number 6. Yeah, I got to speed up a little bit. We got 19 of these. Number 6. Listen. I'm an attentive listener. That's the first phase of learning. You can't learn nothing being listening. So I'm a very good listener. And keep your ears open to words of wisdom. You won't know how smart or how unsmart a person is if you don't listen to what they say. So you got discernment to let you know what they say and come out their mouth. Is it on point? Is it not? But if you don't listen, you'll never know. So listening is important. Always be willing to listen. I get annoyed when I hear people say, you ain't listening. Oh, yes, I'm listening. And this is the reason why when I'm done listening to what you're saying, I'm going to respond to what you're saying. That's proving to you that I am listening. When somebody talks to you for 2 or 3 minutes on end, and when you get done, the first thing come out your mouth is about something that they didn't even talk about the whole time they was talking. Those are people who don't listen. I'm a listener, but that's why, again, it's part of self-mastery. But always be willing to listen and what? Accept the truth. Because it ain't in your peripheral or your concept of thinking of whatever it is you may, your understanding don't mean it's not true. Because it ain't what you believe, it ain't what you was taught. Don't mean it ain't true. So always be open and willing to accept the truth. Watch this. Even if, watch this, if it seems contradictory in old teaching. If it seems to contradict in old teaching that you had what? Accepted as the truth. Your belief system. Most Christians ain't trying to hear nothing if it ain't about that book. Okay, but we already know about that, so moving on. Ain't the beat for that. But if you're open, that won't be your problem. If you're objective, you listen. Subjective, you ain't trying to hear it. Until you what? Attain Herohood for our ancients, Christhood for modern times, you will not know what? The real, complete, and absolute truth, because what? Only when you become Haru, the real you, you are able to see things with what? With God's eyes. That's the third eye that you open up. All seeing, that's the one you want to see, the internal. And what happens? The truth can only be seen from the perspective of God. That's why a mortal man or ordinary man never believed, unveiled Isis. God's sight can see her. Okay? Third eye open, spiritually awakened, can see her. She knows that. So that's what she said. Yeah. Oh, who ever seen it? No, mortal ever seen it, but the spirit eye see it. That's what he's telling you right there. That's one of the concepts. I love that. Again, got that. Number 7. Let me speed it up a little bit. Reflection. something that we don't do. Self-reflecting is when you look at you. Sorry, excuse me. Take a look at yourself, an honest look, okay? Since we're not good at constructive criticism, so if somebody else give you negative concepts about your character, you ain't gonna accept that. But it's supposed to be constructive, it's supposed to help you better yourself, not to argue, fuss, and fight. But most people go right to defense mode. That's why self-reflective takes away that concept. That's what I work on. Reflection. Think about the teachings every time you read or hear them. It sometimes takes what? A while for what? For them to be fully understood. You have to live it. You have to get used to it. It ain't just gonna happen overnight. That don't work that way. So understood, you have to be fully understood, the lessons that's being taught to you. My philosophy, you have to, get living it and you'll understand it then. Other than that, it really don't make sense to you. So I understand that. So when it's fully understood and accepted by the mind, now you can implement it and you can see you be the beneficiary of manifesting it for yourself. That's the goal for right thinkers. Meditation, again, one of my favorites. Religion don't advocate meditation, but the East and the Egyptians were big on meditation because that's the key to communing with your higher self. I had no idea about that. But now I'm sold. You can't tell me nothing about meditating. I'm doing this for a while now, double-digit years. So I'm pretty proficient in the meditative state. So watch this. When you are able to stay still in a quiet room or any other location and begin the practice of what? Meditating, even if it's just 5 minutes a day, and building up to longer periods as you go. My teacher went into a meditative state and stayed there for 13 days. I haven't got past an hour. So it ain't about how long you do it. No. It's about the quality of the state when you get there. I don't need a whole bunch of time there. Personally, that's just my way. Moving on. Next one. But meditation should be part of your daily routine. That's what I'm trying to get to. That's part of, trust me, you talking about being prayed up. Yeah, that's fine. But be meditated up. That way you keep God and you commune with God so he don't leave you. When you got to call on God and hope for God, you done something wrong. Why? I ain't got to call him. He was already here. I'm God conscious all the time. So moving on. Right action. This is my favorite. Okay. This is when I lived by. And I learned this. I just thought this was it. Perform selfless service. Well, for what you get for doing your show, everything on YouTube. Don't ask for that. Selfless service. I get mine the other way. And I'm proving that. That's why I do what I do for you. And watch this. Perform selfless service when at least once a day. I give a lesson every day for the last 5 years. This system is important too. But at least once a day, do something, give a selfless service, and understand, never expecting no reward for what you do. You are doing it. I told you for God. I love that because that's how I feel. And it fits right in. Always keep in mind that since everything in the universe is Ra, God, universal consciousness of God, including you, you are doing service for yourself as you help others to be their best selves. But remember, charity begins at home. Here to seek balance, right? And we're here to seek balance with right action. Living a righteous and virtuous life keeps the balance. Why? Because you're doing the things that you know is right. You know wrong, you just ain't doing it. It's simple. To know something and don't do it is crazy. To know something's wrong and do it, that's the opposite of your soul. Why? You're going against what you know is right. That's a personal choice. Moving on. Let's go. Number 10, another one of my favorites. Heka. H-E-K-A-U. It means utterance and words of power. When Tuh uttered himself into existence. That's what Heka means. When God named everything as he labeled it, words of power. Okay? Hecker, words of power in any language, but with full understanding of the meaning, repeatedly beginning with what? 5 minutes a day, and you gradually build it up to what? An hour or more each day. Utter prayers in the morning upon waking up. Say it first thing in the morning. Thank you, Lord. And in the evening before going to bed. Thank you, Lord. Live in thanksgiving. Show the gratitude. Tell them. Don't always go in prayer. Everybody go to God asking for something. I just say thanks. Okay? Personal. We'll get touchy. Get out there. Yeah, I get a little misty. I'm talking about God. Shoot me. Moving on. Number 11. Now, I wasn't going to read this one, but I thought it was fluff. But after checking it out, I'm going to read it. Why? Because it is important. Again, I made some changes in my diet. Vegetarian diet. Raw. At least 50 to 65% if possible. You eat raw food and vegetarian. Alright, I ain't went that far in extremes. But fruits, nuts, and dairy products, natural, organic, if possible, for what? For the advancement of the good health. That I do. Healthy diet, healthy fruit, keep junk food around. That's healthy junk food. I keep my Tootsie Roll. I'm going to let you know about that. But yeah, but it's good snack food. That's all. I ain't saying go crazy. Don't do nine. That's extreme. I don't do extreme. Everything I do is going to be within balance. So yeah, I try to balance it out. But watch this. Now, this diet should not be attempted when there is what? Mental agitation from what? Your environment. Or if one must carry out worldly duties which require what? A lot of physical strain. If you're a person whose job requires you to be on it and physically doing stuff, you got to do what you got to do to maintain your body. Understand that. So be smart with that. And if you're stressing, it ain't good to do anything under stress and duress. So got to have a clear mind. And meditation and reflection. See, you follow these patterns, they'll take care of those things. Okay, watch this. Now, it should be looked upon as a ritual diet for those who can what? Seclude themselves from what? The stresses of the world. Everybody in a position to go to Whole Foods and eat organic and all that. But you health food nuts, that's your thing. It was cool. Y'all do that, but other people live different. Now, preferably under the guidance, again, of a what? A nutritionist or spiritual preceptor. I don't give you dietary information. That ain't my thing. I get mine from somebody who is into the dietary. Okay, I take advice from them. Why? I don't need to push that. That is my thing. So, again, I do my own thing. I don't try to tell you about how to eat, what kind of diet you should have. That ain't what I do. So, I'm just giving you the breakdown what they tell you. If self-mastery, you would do this for yourself. Otherwise, watch this. Otherwise, a healthy vegetarian diet will be adequate for normal spiritual development. Like I said, nothing crazy. But now, heavy tendencies like overcooking tends to destroy the chemical constitution of the food. I don't like microwave food. I know that, so they say overcook. I say the microwave. But again, in such a way that the body rejects it as what? Foreign substance, aka poison, toxic. Conditions may arise over what? A short period of time or over long periods. Change slowly. There you go. Not the extreme. Slowly, gradually. Even if it's only to what? One vegetation meal per week. Find time to work it in. Okay. Now the secret of success is what? In all spiritual endeavors is spiritual discipline. That's my favorite. Right there. You stay spiritual discipline daily. Watch this. The success in spiritual discipline lies in what? Slow but incremental change in a set or any program. You don't just jump into something and go, nope. Take your time working in. It's a gradual process, like anything else. Now, also do not eat to excess. Overindulge yourself. When you're eating something you like, I know when I go get crabs, Every now and then, you might do a little more. Why? Because you like it, and it tends to not stop when you should. Okay, you should eat to the full, eat to satisfy the hunger. So understand that. But watch this again. It's moving. I see the clock. Oh Lord, what? Moving on. More than, excuse me. Don't eat in excess. More than is required to sustain the body. Again, eat what you feel. If you normally overeat, change by what? Eating 1 teaspoon less per meal until what? You eat 2/3 or 3/4 of your normal serving. That means you're cutting down gradually. Again, never forget that since all beings are evolving in different levels, needs will vary accordingly, okay, to the individual. So therefore, we must be the final judge of what is best for who? Ourselves. Know thyself, and that's based on our own knowledge of nutrition and our bodies. Again, the latter comes from living a lifestyle which allows one to what? Listen to the body so that one may be in tune with its needs. This requires what? Reflective, caring, and an honest way of being with what? Being respect to what? Your own life. Pay attention to what you're doing. Simple. It would not be worthwhile to what? Change a diet to health foods only to what? Increase the stress levels and agitate the mind in other areas. I mean, don't pick up this and drop that. Don't work. One must always practice my balance. That's my thing. Seeking the balance in all things. If foods or other ingested substances are not in line with mental balance, this may be a signal that they are what? Against Maya. And it may not be for you. Moving on. I gotta wrap this up. Oh Lord. Number 12. Wake up with the sun. Ra. The body, the earth. So it follows certain physical laws. Keep it in harmony with these to what? Promote healthy and consistency. I haven't seen a doctor in 10 years. Moving on. People tell me, don't say that, you're going to break it. Ain't up. They ain't been lucky. I know what I'm doing. Proof. That's my point. Moving on. Let's go. 13. Go to bed with the moon, a.k.a. I said, intuition and wisdom. Put her on your mind when you go to sleep. And it's the same as above. Then that's number 12. Okay, you wake up, you go to sleep with I said. Wake up with Ra. 14. Do not use drugs or alcohol. Why? The body is a machine through which the spirit energy consciousness flows. Serpent power. Like electricity through electrical wires, nervous system. Watch this. If the wires are damaged, if your chakras is clogged up, you're going to have disease. The electricity, the spirit cannot operate properly, aka flow. The desire for happiness and liberation of the spirit manifests as a what? Desire of the spirit to expand beyond the confines of the body and life. It wants more. Not knowing, watch this, that this feeling can be accomplished how? Through meditation. I keep telling you, it's mental. Or not having enough will to what? Apply themselves. Some people seek the feeling of blissful freedom. You ready for this? Through what do you call it? Self-medication, drug use, and abuse. Drug use causes the temporary disconnection of the spirit consciousness. Why? You're going to altered states because you're under the influence of the drug, so you're not thinking correctly. First of all, I understand that. That's why I don't drink alcohol. Moving on, I get the concept. They call alcohol spirits. Why? Because it changes spirits. Not a good way. So it blocks your consciousness. You can't think right. Anybody drunk can't think, can't function. That's why they make you sobriety test. They know if you're drunk. Moving on. The body can't get around what? It's been under the influence. And watch this, the body, you lose, excuse me. Drug use causes temporary disconnection of the spirit, aka the consciousness, and the body, but what? It also causes critical damage to what? The brain and the nervous system And further, the drug-induced experience is what? Unpredictable and uncontrollable at times. We know people, when they get like that, you leave them alone. Why? They raging lunatics. They off the hook. So I've seen it. I've seen friends who go off tripping a bad high or bad trip and just flip out. Thus causes what? More illusions and mental agitation in the mind, along with now a physical dependency. That heroin thing ain't no joke. Once you start doing that, your body tells you, I need that, or I'm going to be sick. So I don't want nothing that's going to make me do that. So I just did less about addiction. I don't fall for that. So we're moving on. Now, the best way to achieve true bliss and ecstasy, take the blue pill, no, is to train one's own mind, what? To reach those levels of consciousness. I told you, God is like a drug. I didn't try them all. It's like the heroin in my own. But that feeling, that euphoric state that you get for the drug, yeah. How about this? When you become spiritually enlightened, you had this feeling. I've been had that feeling since May the 1st, 2013. I'm still high. How about that? On God. I'm selling that drug. You want that one? Be my guest. Come on. I invite you to try God and see how long he keep you high and blissed out. Okay? No drugs. Just spirit and knowledge. Watch this, excuse me. This process may and can be accomplished through the daily practice, you ready? Of right thinking philosophy, virtuous living, and daily meditation. This is the way I live. This is the lifestyle. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm going to get excited. But, I've got to get done. Excuse me. Now, in this manner, the process may be accomplished, what? And the process will be integrated into what? Your psyche. Therefore, avoiding, watch this, the mental or the physical imbalances of any drug use. Cultivating contentment. You will be surprised at the number of things you can do without when you put your mind to it. Unnecessary wants and cravings agitate the mind. Well, I want this, I want that. But do you need it? Stop putting your needs before your wants and you'll be fine. I learned how to disappoint myself by not getting the things I want. Learn how to do it out. So personal. Moving on. Here we go. We're almost home. Sorry about that. Roll with me. We're almost there. 16. Keep a diary. Now that I don't do. Stick to a spiritual routine. That I do. The daily will help you understand. Excuse me, the diary is what there. The diary will help you understand yourself better. I keep a mental diary. I reflect, so I don't need to write it down. I got other stuff I'm writing down, so I ain't got time for that. So do not show it to those who are not initiated into your teachings. You gotta worry about that. I keep my stuff up here. My man Jay-Z said he don't write down none of his lyrics. Keep them up here. I ain't mad at that. Okay, that's tough. 17. Listen. You're listening. Do not speak too much of spiritual matters. I never forget my mom said, baby, everybody don't want to talk about God all the time. Okay. My pastor told me, but right, whenever you want to talk about God, call me. My mother-in-law, my spiritual advisor, whenever you want to talk about God, conversation, call me. So I have a few people that I can always call on when I want to talk about God. When I'm doing it here, I'm fine. Now for here, I got people I can call and talk to. So understand that. But don't talk to me. Why? Everybody trying to hear it. That's why. So too much, watch this, debating. And that's what it is. When you have a belief system that contradicts somebody else's belief system, y'all going to debate. And too much debating causes mental agitation. Y'all both going to get heated. You're going to get all emotional. And now it's going to have some issues. Also, those who are not ready to understand the teachings may consider, what? You crazy. Talking that talk. See? Speak to those who understand you. Simple as that. Don't argue with people about what you're doing. I got right there, student. Man, why everybody? Stop worrying about everybody. Just do what you do. Trust me. Moving on. We almost there. 18. It is If at all possible, keep company and study under a spiritual preceptor. As the teacher right in philosophy, my door is always open for any questions. When I was a Masonic master, dean of instruction, I had the same policy. It ain't never too late, never too early to get information. If you want it, I got it. Call me. And you need a spiritual preceptor, a guru, a swami, a monk, sage, etc. See, we're going to just, if this is not possible, you have to develop the faculty of what? Meditation, and to ask for intuitional assistance from who? Your higher own body within yourself, your spirit, higher self. Okay? Or from gods and spirits, your netters, your angels, all the aspects of your character, rely on them, fall back on them. Watch this. It is their function to what? Help you. Who acts with what? Sincerity and honesty. Last one and wrapping it up. Oh, this is a nice little paragraph. 19. Do not work that is in keeping with, do work, excuse me. Do work that is in keeping with your personality. Again, do what you love. You never work a day in your life. Goals and aspirations, things that you like to do. When pursuing a career or job, pursue something you love to do. Do it well and enjoy it passionately and in a detached manner. By fulfilling one's worldly duties in a manner that is personally rewarding, the job that you like. I was driving a truckload that loved both of them. Other windows to expand your consciousness will now open because one will live vibrantly. Always what? Searching to be better. Always expanding. Always growing. Statistics prove what? That the leading cause of death in the modern world is what? Job and life dissatisfaction, stress, which leads to what? The hour of the week, which leads to hour of the week in which more people what? Die of strokes and heart attacks than any other time being. Mondays at 9 a.m. Be passionate but not detached, but be passionate but detached. Always be ready to let go and follow what? Your higher calling, since one's earthly activities are only a means to an end and not the end in themselves. So the job, your career, that is the end. No, living and serving your higher self is what it's all about, aka knowing that self. I'm done. Hope you appreciate the lesson. I know it went a little long, but in closing, right thinkers, may you live to be 100, be 100 minus a day, so I never know the right thinkers like you passed away. I'm out. Well,